Welcome to the next session of Strength of Materials. In this session, we are going to discuss a few numericals on the topic of columns and struts. We'll take up the first one. A steel rod 3 meter long and of 50 mm diameter. The length L is given as 3 meter, that is 3000 mm. And diameter D is given as 50 mm. Is used as column with both ends hinged. It is given that both ends are hinged. So this is the first case which we have discussed where LE was equal to L. So this will be 3000 mm. Find crippling load by Euler's formula. Take E as 2 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per mm square. So I need to find the value of PE. I'll write the formula of PE, that is pi square EI upon LE square. Here the value of E is known. For calculating I will use the formula pi by 64 d raised to 4. So it is pi by 64 50 raised to 4. That will be 306.8 into 10 raised to 3 mm raised to 4. LE is something which I already found here. So therefore PE is pi square into 2 into 10 raised to 5. I is 306.8 into 10 raised to 3 divided by LE square. LE is 3000. So when I solve this, I get the value of PE as 67.29 into 10 raised to 3 Newton. That is, it is 67.29 kilonewton. Let's take up another numerical now. A solid round bar of 60 mm diameter and 25 meter long. The diameter is given as 60 mm. The length L is given as 25 meter, that is 25,000 mm. Is used as a strut. Safe compressive load for the strut if both ends are hinged. Okay, I need to find this. So I need to find the safe compressive load. That is, I need to find PS. And for the first case, it is given that both ends are hinged. And for the second case, it is given that both ends are fixed. The value of E is given as 2 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per mm square, and factor of safety is 3. For solving this, I'll go to case 1 first. When I say both ends are hinged, it means I'm talking about the first case if you think of your table wherein your LE was equal to L. So this is 25,000 mm. Now I'll give you a simple technique for remembering the table. If you can just go through your table, through the notes, the first thing that we had discussed was both ends are hinged. Now when I say both ends hinged, I can say it is 2H. For that, my LE was equal to L. Then the second case we discussed was one end fixed and one end free. For that, my LE was equal to 2L. The third case we discussed was both the ends are fixed. For that, LE was L by 2. And for the fourth case that we discussed was one end is fixed and one end is hinged. For that, LE was equal to L by root 2. Now for remembering this, I use a very simple technique that the first number that comes in mathematics is 1. So it is 1L. Then I get 2L. Then I have L by 2. This 1 and 2 is half here. So L by 2. And then I use L by root 2. And for this left hand side, for remembering this order, it is 2H, then 1F, 1F. Then I have 2F and this is 1F, 1H. Now when I say 1F, 1F, one end is fixed, one is free. When I say 2F, if both ends are free, then you cannot apply a load. It will just slip off if it's a free end. So this obviously has to be fixed. And here also it is one fixed, one hinge. So this way you can remember the table. Now we are in the case 1. LE is equal to L. First I'll calculate PE, that is pi square EI upon LE square. For calculating I, again I'm going to use the formula pi by 64 d raised to 4. So it is pi by 64, 60 raised to 4. This is 636.173 into 10 raised to 3 mm raised to 4. So let's substitute. PE is equal to pi square. E is 2 into 10 raised to 5. I is 636.173 into 10 raised to 3. LE is 25,000 square. On solving this, I get the value of PE as 2.009 kilonewton. Now, when I know the value of PE, I can calculate the safe load with a very simple formula. If you remember, factor of safety is always the ultimate value. That means here my ultimate value is my PE. This is my critical or the maximum value. And safe value is the working value. So when I have to calculate PS, this is PE upon FOS. So this will be 2.009 into 10 raised to 3 upon FOS value is given as 3. On calculating, I'll get 669.74 Newton. So this is the answer for the first case. Now next when I go to the case 2, wherein my both ends are fixed. When I say both ends fixed, my LE is L by 2. So I'll write here LE is L by 2 for both ends fixed. So this will now be 25,000 divided by 2, that is 12500 mm. Again the formula of PE is pi square EI upon LE square. So this will be pi square 2 into 10 raised to 5, 36.173 into 10 raised to 3, and LE is from here. So I get this value of PE as 8036.83 Newton. For calculating PS, I will say it is PE upon FOS. So this number divided by 3 will give me 2678.9 Newton. This is the answer for the second case. The third numerical is calculate the safe compressive load on hollow cast iron column with one end rigidly fixed and the other end is hinged. So it is given that one end is fixed, one end is hinged. This was my last case. So according to this, my LE will be L by root 2. The column having 150 mm external diameter. So DO external diameter is 150 mm and 100 mm internal diameter. So DI is given as 100 mm. The length L is given as 5 meter, that is 5000 mm. Use Euler's formula with FOS as 5. So factor of safety value is given as 5. Take E as 95 into 10 raised to 3 Newton per mm square. Now this can be easily calculated. It is 5000 upon root 2, which will give me 3535.5 mm as the answer. So I need to find PS, safe compressive load. I know PE is pi square EI upon LE square. Now I can be calculated as pi by 64 d outer raised to 4 minus d inner raised to 4. This is the formula for hollow columns. When I substitute this DO and DI, I will get the value of I as 19.94 into 10 raised to 6 mm raised to 4. So here I'll have pi square E is 95 into 10 raised to 3. I is 19.94 into 10 raised to 6 upon LE is 3535.5 the whole square. On solving this, I get PE as 1495.84 into 10 raised to 3 Newton. Now FOS is given as 5. So PS PE upon FOS. So this value is 299.17 kilonewton. So this was another easy numerical. We'll take up one last numerical on this topic. Determine the crippling load for a hollow rectangular cast iron column of outer diameter 200 mm by 150 mm. So this is my column and this is cross section. The outer dimension is given as 200 mm and this is 150 mm. Thickness of metal is 25 mm. Now when it is given that thickness is 25 mm, it means that the inner dimensions can be calculated easily because I know that this thickness here is 25 mm. So if this dimension is 25 and this is also 25, so very easily I can calculate the inner dimension. This inner length will be 200. Okay, now let me call this as capital B and this as capital D. So this is given as 200 mm and capital D is given as 150 mm. The thickness T is given as 25 mm. Now suppose if I want to calculate this inner dimension small b and this depth as D, I can say that this B is nothing but capital B minus 2 times T. This is 200 minus 2 into 25. So this will give me 200 minus 50, that is 150 mm B. And D can be calculated as capital D minus 2T again. So this will be 150 minus 2 into 25. So this is 100 mm. So now I know the dimensions of small b and small d as well. Actual height of column is 6 meter. So L is given as 6 meter, that is 6000 mm with both ends fixed. It is given that both ends are fixed. LE will be L by 2. So this is 6000 upon 2, that is 3000 mm. E value is given as 120 gigapascal. Now you can convert this, you will get 1.2 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per mm square. To find crippling load, so I need to calculate PE. I know PE is equal to pi square EI upon LE square. Now in this formula, E value is already known. LE is also something that I've calculated. The only thing that I need to calculate is I. We know for a rectangular column, the formula will be BD cubed by 12. Now this is for a solid kind of a column. If you have a hollow column like the one that is given here, the formula will now change to minus BD cube upon 12, because this is the moment of inertia of the outer column. This is the value which I need to calculate for the inner dimensions, that is this dimension. So that when you remove this dimension, what remains is the moment of inertia of only the shaded portion. So when I solve this, it is 200 into 150 cube minus 150 into 100 cube. 12 is a common denominator. On solving this, I get the value as 43.75 into 10 raised to 6 mm raised to 4. This is the value of I. So therefore PE is pi square. E is given as 1.2 into 10 raised to 5. I is 43.75 into 10 raised to 6 upon LE is 3000 whole square. This will give me the answer as 5.757 into 10 raised to 6 Newton. So with this I end the session. I hope you have understood how to calculate the numericals for columns and struts. This is the basic part wherein you solve for Euler's long column. If you have any doubts, please write to me in the comment section. See you in the next session. Thank you.